Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. He's Brett Grasso. Welcome to the show. This is Locked Up Sports. Brett, what's up? How you doing? Wild night for the Knicks. Mets continue to win. A lot going on.
You know, it's like one or the other. You can never have a perfect day in New York sports. Like the opposite the other day where the Knicks get the win and the Mets blow it. You know, I thought I was going to have a perfect day on my weekend and enjoy it. And then you have all of a sudden now flip it around and the Knicks blow it and then the Mets have another big win. So
yeah,
you can never have everything in New York.
No, because there's too much going on. That's why it's too big of a city, Brett. It's the biggest city in the world. We got the Knicks. So now the Knicks are in trouble, right? I think they're going to win the series, but I think that this basically throws out the window any chance of beating the Celtics because now they're sitting home resting.
Exactly right.
I think they win game 7. I think they'll probably win in 7. Now they're going to have to go 7. They're getting their ass beat up in this series, going back and forth.
I'm sorry, they didn't show too well last year in their Game 7, so I don't feel too promising when you're saying, "Oh yeah, don't worry, we got Game 7 at the Garden." That meant something until last year, right?
And you have to be worried about the injury too with Brunson. Every game he's going out with an injury.
It's a career-ending injury every game in the mid-fourth quarter. Career's over.
Yeah,
4 minutes later, he's back.
Scoring points. Now,
what would have been sooner, but, we didn't use that timeout. He's not worth it. I'm just glad that he didn't get, the Clutch Man of the Year award given to him that day. And we had the Clutch Man of the Year with a timeout in our pocket, just burning a hole, just sitting at the scorer's table.
Yeah.
3 possessions.
Well, I mean... I guess that's the thing. They could have got him in. They need to get him in. They got to call him timeout. But you also got to get you need production from other people besides Brunson and Towns. The ball it's stagnant. OG took 2 shots in the second half. He touched the ball twice. One of them was a desperation 3-pointer with 3 seconds left.
That was a heck of a shot.
Yeah, but it was a lucky shot, though, too.
Mikal Bridges' favorite thing in the world. They didn't go to the hoop. They had the opportunity when Brunson's out of the game to try and go to the hoop, and what they did was, let's give it to Mikal Bridges in a fadeaway 3 over and over. And let me tell you, he hits that shot. Again, he's supposed to hit that shot. That's why he's here, is to hit that shot. But all of a sudden, it just falls apart so quick. And those 3 possessions, not having Brunson in, they didn't score anything. And Brunson scores in probably 2 out of those 3 possessions, if not facilitates those scores.
Oh, yeah, the Knicks had chances. They had chances. In the last minute, they had chances. They'd be down 6, then they'd cut it to 2. And you know what? They didn't hit free throws either. The Knicks were terrible on free throws.
Did you see what happened the first second they had him back in the game? Brunson almost causes the turnover on the inbounds pass. And it's that bounce of the ball where it shoots right up in the air. And if that goes the Knicks' way, you know how it goes.
Last year it went their way. DiVincenzo got the shot.
That's the difference. That's the big difference in that spot right there. And it was just so tough to watch because at the same time, you really need those timeouts because you need to advance the ball late in the game. So, it's a really tough spot.
Yeah, but you're down in the last minute. You can't count on the whistle.
No, I don't either. But it's so easy for us in the moment to, after to talk about it.
Yeah,
but he's got to make this not knowing what the outcome is. He doesn't know that. If he knew that was the outcome, he wouldn't have done it that way. And that's the thing. But you know what? That's the hard part about being a coach. And that may be, let me tell you, if there was any inkling or they were on the fence at all about, is this Tibbs' job?
I think it might be.
That might have been the play. That might have been the. Well,
I think if they lose, he's gone either way because it hasn't been good. It hasn't been good series.
It doesn't matter how you lose, and you're right. And I think it's we don't know that. We don't know what they're thinking, and
because who are they going to get? Who's going to coach the team? Who's going to coach the team?
I feel the same way. We talked about that last time. You bring in a new system, you have no idea. This guy started. This team was awful when he showed up, and those pieces showed up and made it a lot easier for him. But, he's got to get a little bit credit where credit's due for Tibbs for making this team what it is today. And I really think he should get his shot. The team seems to be behind him.
Yeah,
so I don't see that as an issue.
And Towns has got to go. Towns is a big guy. Get to the rim. He's playing a guy that's smaller than him. He hits a couple long threes less in game 4. And all of a sudden he's Steph Curry. Now he's shooting from the logo down the floor. And that's not his. I mean, he can hit threes, but that's not his game. He's got to get to the hoop.
But that opens up. That's the whole point of that is, look, I can do this. And that's to stretch the defense. And then you give him the little shimmy and you go to the hoop. You know, like you can't have both. The whole point is, look, they're not just going to sit back on me. So that's great. But that doesn't just say that's my new game. You're right. You got to get inside. Then all of a sudden they get happy with, oh, look, we're going to turn Mitchell Robinson into the guy that we're going to feed the ball down low to. And they go, I'm sorry, that's not his game either. Like he doesn't, it's been mismanaged, and like you said, you have to have those role players step up. You really need OG to step up, and he starts catching.
But OG was playing well, right? He hit some shots in the first half, and then they get second half. He doesn't touch the ball.
Doesn't touch the ball.
The Knicks offense is Brunson driving, doing some shimmy, fall to the ground, and go to the free throw line. And then last night they didn't even hit free throws. So I mean, it was just an all around a game where they could have won. They could have closed the series out, get to Boston. You only played 5 games. Now they're gonna have to play 6 or 7. It's another trip to Detroit. It's a whole pain in the ass. It's gonna cost them a chance next series.
That was the only chance they had was to get in and out of there early. Hope that Boston's got to struggle a little bit to get there. And now that the Knicks need to rest up. Now Brunson clearly has got who knows what's wrong with him. He's going to obviously get injured again. Josh Hart wasn't. He was down pretty hard for a while. And it would have been nice to have a couple days off. But now you know what's going to happen. If depending on what happens, they could be playing the Celtics Saturday night.
I know. I think the Knicks. I think Detroit's going to. Give Detroit credit. They played a good series here. They are a young team. You got the young kid as the superstar, and the Knicks are a better team. They should have beat them in 5 games. I called 5 games. Now I think it's going to be 7, and I do think they're going to win. But look at the Celtics last night. They were down. I think they were down 5 points or something at halftime, where it was right there. It was a close game. 5 minutes into the second half, they're up 25 points. Game's over. Knicks. That's what's going to happen to the Knicks when they play them.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance.
Because those guys can go, oh, okay, time for Tatum to have a rest, Porzingis to have a rest, or Brown to have a rest, and they have a deep bench, and it's just the Knicks. It's like if Brunson's not going well, the Knicks aren't winning. And even if he is going well, someone else has got to step up too, because it's just he needs his rest now, because he's not going to survive just going
And the Knicks are lucky to have this lead, right? If they call a foul on there, he hits 3 free throws, they lose in game 4. So they're lucky. They should be lucky
and going, look, we could be out of this series already. And so you're exactly right. Like this is we're gonna find out what you're made of. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, listen, it's not good.
Mikal Bridges is gonna have to start to show me something, because there's flashes of it. So many flashes of, oh my God, Cats, you couldn't even stop that guy. Same thing with Mikal Bridges, oh my God, and then all of a sudden they just can't make anything, or Cats just can't get inside. So got to change.
But there is good news with New York sports, Brett, and it comes with the New York Mets, and the Mets win again at home. They're 13-1. I was at the game last night. It was kind of a ho-hum kind of victory. It was 4-0 right out. They had that 4-run inning early, and then they piled on Alonso another home run. But Soto goes over 3. He gets a walk. Soto's not he's not playing real well, right?
He's not playing. No,
he's not hitting.
He's not hitting well. He's not hitting well. The guy's still getting on base. You look, what did he do the game before? I know he had a walk. He had a
but they scored 19 runs.
That's all he's doing. He's just dinking around. But his average went from 220 something up to 260 in the last, or 257 in the last.
Yeah, but his OP, his on base percentage is in like the 300s, and he's a 500 on base percentage guy. And he's got 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs.
Do you know the analytics stuff? They're saying they're trying to break down. Oh, why?
Oh, the shuffle, and he's not happy. And the Yankee fans are all over it too.
No, the analytics, like the actual numbers, they're talking about how it's bat speed. His bat speed's way down from last year.
Is that what it is?
Bat speed's way down. And when you're missing those pitches that he's missing them, how he's missing them, that's odd for him. That's never been like that ever. So I don't know what the numbers are.
Still no home run. Oh wait, still no home run. Still no home run at Citi Field. He's waiting for that first Citi Field home run.
In the Coca-Cola corner with the dogs.
Oh yeah. I was taking videos of him all night last night, trying to catch it on video.
I will be tonight. I will be at Bark at the Park, Citi Field tonight. Dog parade prior, right after batting practice, from at 6 to 7. Dog parade around the field. They always have gelbs on the field for the dog parade.
I'll be sitting by myself with Brett, with me and an empty standing room seat next to me, as we in probably 10 rows off either one of the dugouts.
I'll be there. I'll be there with me and my buddy and his dog, my buddy Kurt, and his dog Ginger. will be over in the Coca-Cola corner after all the dogs, and they're going to be playing, and then you got Colin Cosell who's going to be playing doing the stuff and maybe playing some doorbell sounds for the dogs, so they start barking out in the outfield to get the doorbell sounds going.
Yeah. So the Mets,
do all the good stuff.
I wanted it right because today they did. Now we're into the 6-day rotation thing with Senga and whatnot. So I wanted them to bring up Sproat. It's his turn to pitch today. He was supposed to come up, but he's been getting banged around down in the AAA. But they're going to bring it's Brazoban that's going to be getting the start today. It's not.
Yeah. He pitches his 1 inning, maybe more. He only pitched 1 inning last time. So
Well, he's going to be. He's going to be getting. He's the opener. They're using an opener, and then Waddell, who's going to come in. He's got like limited major league experience. He hasn't played. A couple games here or there, 12, 15 innings. He's got. He's been up
Korea, a little in Korea,
But listen, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know, and Corbin Burns. So obviously they're at a disadvantage tonight, but they've scored 27 runs, Brett, in the last 2 games. So I mean,
the offense is clicked. The offense is clicking. We're hitting. The guys who weren't hitting are starting to feel good. Nimmo tying the record at 9 RBIs with a chance to break it, but the only reason
Vientos hit a 3-run home run.
3-run home run.
Yeah,
and that's a jerk because he was pitching off a position player pitching.
And Nimmo last night
Nimmo had that one.
Nimmo last night sat. But it turns out, I guess he's sick. He's got some kind of, he's sick. Because I was like, how is he possibly not in the lineup after 9 RBIs? How do you not put him in the lineup?
The 9 RBI game was a flu game.
Yeah,
9 RBI game. They said he was sick going in to that game, and then he got real sick after.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He was sick going into the flu game, and then he got super sick after he hit the RBIs. All of his energy went into just crushing homers. 2 homers. Another double for a couple RBIs.
So now,
hell of a day.
Now, last night, we had possibly the greatest defensive inning in the history of baseball. Now, here's the Taylor catch was probably in the history of the Mets. Maybe this was the play of the inning right here. I mean, look at that catch. Diving on the backhand, full layout on the warning track, diving catch is unbelievable.
People don't realize where he was. He was in right center when that ball was hit. He was in right center when that ball was. Look at him. He crossed over the 400 mark there, and he's in full stride. If they showed where he started from, that is such a tough catch because of the distance you have to get there.
Yeah. Oh, he went such a long way. He went such a long way. He went so far.
Full dive.
Full dive. Yeah, full layout, backhand catch. And then there was also the first
by like 8.
Yeah, they were up. And then the first out of the inning was a ricochet off of Vientos right to Lindor, and he makes a good strong throw, gets that out, and then Lindor on the short hop for the third out. So I mean, it was unbelievable.
And I'm going to be honest with you, the catch was unbelievable, but that last rocket shot
the short hop
that's a tough play, man. That was it. That was the inning. 1, 2, 3. Peterson's got the meme now with his arms in the air. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, does he? No,
Peterson does this.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
And so we even put one up today. What they're saying is I put ours up and I say, this is how I feel when you tell me today's dog bark at the park. And, it's like that type of meme.
Okay. Yeah. That's like what's his face with the Endy catch? With the Endy catch. This is the good. Oh, it's a good feeling.
They showed it today. They went over great catches. Say, what's funny? Today on Get Up, they have a whole thing because of great catches. Did you see this other catch last night?
The other catch, I don't have a video of it, but the other catch is that he backhands it. Oh, it's unbelievable.
They're talking about it is this one of the greatest catches?
It's not.
And they look and they go, no, because he fell.
No, but what makes it so good? What makes it so good was the fact that he did it so nonchalantly. He got it. He was like, bam. And it was like nothing. Yep. It was like, I had it the whole time. And he did it so nonchalantly, and it was great. So, I mean, and listen, last night, easy win. I didn't think it was a great crowd last night, but then they announced the crowd was 35,000. There's 35,000 every night.
They have a lot of sold season tickets this year, so their base number is going to be so much higher.
Yeah, but do they do? Is that what they do with the attendance?
That's
tickets, garbage. I hate that. I want people in attendance. So it was probably tickets. So it wasn't 35,000. I was there. It wasn't 35,000. It wasn't 35,000.
What are they? They would say, who cares who shows up or doesn't? Maybe they snuck in. Do we add them in? How about you sneak? What about the cheaters?
So I went yesterday, right? Because remember I told you they have an app where because I go to the game a lot of times. I go by myself and I want to listen to the radio broadcast, but you can't because it's delayed and whatnot. So I looked up. I go down to the Lost and Found where they have a you're supposed to get to talk to them about this, and they have a thing where I go, you guys have headphones. It says you guys have headphones. And the guy goes, oh yeah, hold on, I think we do. He comes back, right? And I give him a credit card, and I forgot to give it back to them. So I'm going to have to give it back to him tonight to get my credit card. But this is what they give me, Brett. It's a Walkman. It's a Walkman. That's what they give you for the hearing impaired. And look at the headphones. I've never seen anything so broken.
No, come on. That's embarrassing.
Come on.
First of all, Steve Cohen, Citi Field, get this right.
Come on.
You're telling me right now that if a disabled, hearing impaired person
or vision impaired, you got to listen to the game, right? Come on, there's two batteries in there. Come on, Mets.
And you saw this. This isn't something that you This is was kind of promoted this way.
It's on their website because I was searching for a way to listen to the game on the radio through my phone, and there is an app. The app doesn't work. It doesn't connect because I think it's because there's too many people on the Wi-Fi. Right? That's probably why it doesn't work. But it doesn't work for you either. You tried it too. So, I mean, they got my credit card. They might as well keep the credit card, right? Because it's worth more than this damn thing.
Wow.
They're going to have to return tonight. That's a rough one, right? So I was upset with that. But and then I got in my seat. It's 4-0 right away, and then the game was over. So I was okay with it. They're 13-1 at home. Listen, the Mets are best record in baseball, 21 wins. They're also, Brett, now this week, they are top in the power rankings on MLB.com. They're number one.
This is how much I care.
Why? Because it's April?
It just doesn't matter. It means nothing.
It does. It means that people recognize that they're good.
I'll give you that. But how does that even work? Are the power rankings actual numbers and there's a computer?
No, it's a guy. It's a guy that sits there. It's a guy that sits down with a pen and paper and says,
just trying to stir it up.
Yeah.
Dodgers off and get get someone to have a story, wants us to talk about it. I'm going to be honest with you. People talk about, look at how many runs the Mets scored in the last 2 days. Look at the power ranking. I could care less. Baseball is that you can score 1,000 runs. This isn't college football. It doesn't matter how much you win by. It's really not. That's not what it's even about.
Are you worried?
That stuff actually gets. I think that gets in the Mets' heads of we're this is what we're supposed to be. Oh, Nimmo thinking he's a home run hitter or whatever it is. But
are you worried about Soto? Are you worried about Soto?
No.
I'm not either. But people are panicking. And the Yankee fans are loving it. I hate that. I hate that the Yankee fans are loving it.
No, well, if the Mets were playing bad or mediocre ball or just
he'd be getting slaughtered.
He could have won them a couple games, or that's I have a problem with. The fact that I think it's the most amazing thing in the world that we are now proving that we're a great team without Juan Soto.
That's the best part of this whole thing.
We're a great team without Juan Soto, and guess what? We got Juan Soto.
That's the best part of this whole thing.
It is 100%, and he is going to become Juan Soto again. And guess what? He's still, when he comes up, feared. I'm telling you, late in the game, I still want Juan Soto coming up. I don't care what you say. As much as he may not be the guy right now, when he comes up, pitchers fear him. They're going to try not to, pitch to him perfectly, and whether or not that is just drawing a walk that leads to an Alonso hit or a Vientos hit, that's what I'm here for, man. I want to hear win a World Series. I don't care what Soto does at all.
Well, as you see, look, I mean, in 72, they started with 23-7. 86, they were 22-8. So 86, they're right on that pace right now. That's 108 wins that season. And then 88, which was another big season for the Mets, 22-8. And then 2006, they're right on that number. So they're right there, tied for fourth for best start in franchise history.
There's going to be a little letdown. Listen,
of course there is. There always
down to earth. I think Soto's going to pick up a little bit. Nimmo's going to pick up a little bit. Lindor's going to come back down to earth. The pitching is going to be a question mark. Not of right now, they're the best ERA in baseball, but they only pitch 5 innings. So the starters, and it's really going to be heavy on this bullpen and what this bullpen can do. And we lost a big piece for probably the year.
Minter looking to get surgery.
Minter going out with the torn lat, which means most likely the tricep tightness he's talking about is coming from the UCL. I'm telling you, they're talking about major issues for that. So
and the bullpen's hit their lull already, right? Look, they blew the 7-1 lead.
This is why they need Sprode up. It's not because he's pitching lights out. It's not because he's so amazing. They need to have the support in this spot like they had today. I'm going to go watch a bullpen game today. Not happy about it. Was hoping for Samba.
I don't think it's going to be a bullpen game. I think they just have Braziman starting, and they want Waddell to go five or six innings. They want to get him to the seventh inning. They're trying to give their bullpen a rest.
They're going to force that to happen regardless of what the score is.
I would have pushed Peterson. I would have pushed Peterson as far as I could last night. And I think it was good that they had a big lead. Because then you could just kind of relax. You don't want to, because you're burning out this bullpen, is what they're doing. The starters go 5 innings every day.
Happen. We do have, they signed the former Met, who's back off injury, Brooks Raley.
Yeah, Brooks Raley. He's no good.
Brooks Raley's lefty. No good. What's that?
Brooks Raley's no good.
No, you're not right. You're not right. He was off. You have to realize you were getting a guy who was injured, about to go into injury.
Then why didn't he start? Why didn't anybody sign him? Why
he was lights out in Tampa. I'm sorry, we got him and traded him. It was a big piece when we signed him as a free agent. He got big money, man. Like they paid him big money for whatever.
Now we're paying him big money.
But he went out and showcased himself versus a bunch of teams, and so there was about 7 teams vying for him, including the Dodgers and the Yankees and all these and the Red Sox, and the Mets are the only team who got him. So everybody wanted him. They all offered him contracts. They thought he looked pretty good. So that's somebody to add right there. Sproat. There's a couple other guys in the minors, and I think we're going to see some more young arms coming up in these type of spots and filling in some gaps, and hopefully one of these guys stick like we had happen the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think tonight is probably, if I'm a gambling man, I'd say tonight's a loss. Right, you're throwing a guy with almost no major league experience. Brazaban's starting, who's not great. Brazaban's been hit or miss lately, and I haven't seen the lineup. Though I just looked, the lineup's not out yet. But Corbin Burns,
Brazaban's like second go at it, so maybe he'll have a little bit better of a start. I think he got through that first inning the last time, but it was shaky.
Yeah. Big first inning runs tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I don't know if that's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot more pitchers pitching tonight than you'd expect.
But, but see, that's not
good. We call
good.
those games where, but you're right. You know what we call those games? Good value. Mets are going to be probably even money or an under. It's not happening lately. So right now you're going to get Met. You know what could happen?
Yeah.
You know who matters about pitching? Nothing. You score 10 runs, we're going to win this game.
Right, and they scored 20. The Mets have scored 27 runs in the last 2 days.
Soto has a day by himself. Mets win this game. So, it's like that right now. We have a guy in this lineup, or 2 of them, that are at least going to show up every day. And even if the other guys have off days, it is so deep. And we're talking about a deep lineup where half the guys haven't been hitting. And let me tell you, Vientos, Nimmo, all these other guys start coming around. Acuna is playing great.
You got a home run from Marte last night? Home
run from Marte. It's good to see him warming up, and especially in that spot. Maybe he's getting more comfortable to DH because he didn't look very good early in the season. Listen, man, I think there's a lot more upside to this team. I don't think we've peaked by any means, and we're playing great baseball. I think the pitching may have, be peaking, but I think we can maintain that for a while too. So, I love where we're at. Can't wait to get to the game tonight. You're going to go sitting in one of these move-up seats. Me and Bob, if you guys don't know, we picked up some these amazing passes. Great deal. Pair of amazing passes. We can pretty much get into any game all year. Walk in the door, down the stretch runs. It's nice, especially for Bob. He lives right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm there every night now.
But if you don't know, even though they give out the bad headphones when Bob wants to go listen to the game.
Upset. I'm up. This is unacceptable, brother. It's unacceptable.
Let's just stay. We got a little system that when you go look and you take a look on say StubHub or whatever.
Don't tell them our system. Listen. We grease the palms a little bit. We get down there. I wanted to go. There was a big party up in Cohen's booth last night. Big nice. Party. My buddy from Florida messaged me, or he actually commented on the social media. He's like, it's all his hedge fund employees. He goes, my buddy's there. I said, listen, I can get to the door. Just have your buddy open the door for me. Go in there, get some stock, hedge funds. They know what they're doing over there. So
that is what definitely. We'll turn our $20 into $40 in no time.
So the Mets are 21-9, first team to 21 wins, best record in baseball, number 1 in the power rankings for whoever does that. They have won 8 in a row at Citi Field. Brazaban getting the opening tonight. He gets the start against Corbin Burns.
Only one loss at home. Bob thinks number 2 might be coming tonight.
8 in a row.
I don't.
8 in a row. They're going to eventually. Well, you asked me the other day in the walk-off. You said, because I had the right score if the Phillies hit a 3-run homer. You said, would you rather a 3-run homer or a walk-off? I said, give me the 3-run homer. I won like $500.
You're like, we're doing so well. You might as well make a few bucks.
Yeah, might as well take a couple bucks, so it is what it is. But that's it. We'll be there tonight, everybody. We'll talk to you later tonight after the game. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.